Episode 44, Metabolic Syndrome.
You're listening to the Live Fit podcast with Glenn Johnson. Here, we'll talk about all things related to good health, fitness, food, fat loss, and the mind-body connection.
Yes, it is time once again for the Live Fit podcast. I am your host, Glenn Johnson. Welcome to episode 44, Metabolic Syndrome. If you haven't done so already, please take a moment and subscribe to this podcast so you will receive the latest episodes when they first come out. And if you're not already a member of the newsletter, you can sign up at livefitlean.com to receive information, tips, and specials first. A lot of the information I share on the newsletter, I don't share anywhere else. Also, while on my site, you can view show notes for this and every episode. And if you're not aware of it, I also have articles about health, fitness, and nutrition information, plus an amazing resource page with some of the most important resources I've used, books I've read, and equipment I recommend. In this episode, I'm going to cover metabolic syndrome and tips and tricks that you can use to help you live fit, including a new smartphone app and a morning ritual that will make your day.
Happy birthday to you, cha-cha-cha. Happy birthday to you, cha-cha-cha. Happy birthday, dear Daddy. Happy birthday to you, cha-cha-cha. Ooh la la, hi-ya.
That's right. It is my birthday. February 9th, 1967, I was born. And those were my beautiful little children, Astrid and Anders, singing happy birthday to me. Some other things that happened this year, 1967, was the beginning of the public broadcasting system. Also, at the Great Be-In held at Golden Gate Park, Timothy Leary encourages America's youth to tune in, turn on, and drop out. On January 27th, a disaster happened with the attempted launch of Apollo 1. A fire burned the capsule and claimed the lives of Gus Grissom, Edward White, and Roger Chaffee. Also, in 1967, the Green Bay Packers defeated the Kansas City Chiefs 35-10 in the very first Super Bowl. This year also, the Rolling Stones appeared on the Ed Sullivan Show, and they were asked to change the lyrics of Let's Spend the Night Together to something a little softer. Let's spend some time together. Isn't that nice? 67 was also the year that the Rolling Stone magazine was released. Also born on this year, country music artists Faith Hill and Tim McGraw, plus Kurt Cobain, Dave Matthews, Will Ferrell, Julia Roberts, and Nicole Kidman were all born on the same year as me. Now, I have a little deal/challenge with myself that every year on my birthday, I do my age in push-ups. It's starting to get a little bit tough. Now, I'm used to doing push-ups. That's not a big deal. I do push-ups every single day. But I do anywhere from 10 to 20, sometimes 25 at a time. Now, let me tell you, doing 3 sets of 20 push-ups is not the same as doing 1 set of 60. So I'm going to have to do 48 push-ups, and I will do it as soon as I'm done recording this. I'm going to have my kids counting for me. They will hold me to it. But I'm going to do my 48 push-ups, and this will make sure that I stay fit, at least fit enough for push-ups for the rest of my life. It's fun, it's challenging, it keeps me from sliding too far back on strength things. I might get a little too preoccupied in other types of fitness, but come Christmas time, I start thinking about the challenge I'm going to have in early February. Have you ever heard of metabolic syndrome? It's sometimes called Syndrome X, cardiometabolic syndrome, insulin-resistant syndrome, chaos, or Reaven syndrome. Metabolic syndrome is a disorder that is made up of at least 3 of the following 5 disorders. Hyperglycemia, which is a high fasting blood glucose level over 100. Abdominal obesity, which can be easily measured around the waist. If you're a male and your waist circumference is 40 inches or more, or a female with 35 inches or more, you are at risk. High blood triglycerides of 150 or more. Low HDL cholesterol, which is the good kind. With men, it should be above 40. With women, it should be above 50. And the 5th symptom or possible symptom of metabolic syndrome is hypertension, relating in 130 over 85 or higher. Any one of these factors can increase your risk of heart disease, stroke, and diabetes, but add them together and your risk factors multiply. 3 or more of these issues, and an individual falls into a syndrome that causes a snowball effect that decreases the individual's quality and length of their life. This disorder often includes elevated triglycerides, high blood pressure, high blood sugar, excess belly fat, and each are limiting factors to good health. But people who are sedentary often have a lower good cholesterol level, which will further exacerbate their health risk. Though not strictly a part of metabolic syndrome, having a high LDL, which is the bad cholesterol, smoking, and being insulin resistant is also a huge risk factor for heart disease and stroke, and will further complicate metabolic syndrome. The good news is it's reversible. The causes and risk factors. The first 5 of these are really up to you. They are determined by your lifestyle, your habits, your traits, your activities. First one, stress. Number 2, obesity. 3, belly fat, especially the visceral kind, which is the fat that's underneath the abdominal muscle. It's packed in around the organs. Number 4 is a sedentary lifestyle. And 5 is general inflammation. Now, the last 5, you don't necessarily have control of preventing, but you can certainly limit and reduce the risk with certain measures. So, diabetes, heart disease, age, race. African American and Mexican American women are at highest risk for metabolic syndrome. Having a family history of any of those 5 symptoms or risk factors that I listed earlier. And there are some other diseases that also push a person towards metabolic syndrome. Other risk factors that contribute to metabolic syndrome: fatty liver, and this is caused by excess triglycerides and other fats in the liver. Polycystic ovarian syndrome, gallstones, breathing problems such as sleep apnea, and low testosterone in men. All right, so what can you do to either reverse any of these factors if you have them, or better yet, to prevent them from gathering in the first place? Metabolic syndrome is initially treated and can be prevented with lifestyle, as this is the cause of most of the individual diseases, and even when there are genetic factors, attaining and maintaining a healthy lifestyle is the best action a person can take to treat and reduce the risks of developing any of these individual diseases listed above. And with the elimination of the individual diseases, there goes the syndrome known as metabolic syndrome. The first steps to reversing metabolic syndrome are lifestyle factors. So weight loss if necessary, removal of abdominal fat, exercising frequently, that means daily, and it should be mostly cardiorespiratory activities, but make sure you throw in some resistance training too a couple times a week. Maintaining a healthy diet, this means limited or no sugars and starches, consuming limited amounts of saturated fats, and increasing fiber, fruits and vegetables, and other good, healthy foods. It also means no nicotine use. In any form, nicotine is bad. Do not get it into your body. No matter how you're getting it there, it's bad for you. All right, the second steps for reversing metabolic syndrome involve medication to treat the symptoms of high blood pressure, high triglycerides, and diabetes. But as always, prevention is really the best protection you have. Taking this information to heart and living a life with habits that contribute to good health will pay off with less illnesses, less diseases, less doctor visits, and less medication. By maintaining your health, you will feel more energetic and alive. Good health is given to most of us at birth, and we decide how to treat our bodies. We can take care of it, we can neglect it, or we can just push that body over the edge. But really, the choice is yours. How are you going to treat your body? And now for tips, tricks, and hacks. I recently discovered this really cool smartphone app. It's called The Fitness Game, and you can find it on iTunes, App Store, and I believe it's available for Android as well. The website says, this is their description, this is the only app on the market that takes real-time activity and turns it into a game. Now, this is the cool part. You can compete in workouts worldwide or locally. You can challenge your friends to workouts. You can post your fitness photos or videos, and you can like, comment, and follow people. So you do have to have other people you know, or perhaps a good way to meet some people that have this other app. So somebody else has to have the app. It doesn't stand alone. But if you get several people in your network, even one other workout buddy, this could be a great accountability tool. You can challenge them. They can challenge you. You post pictures. You give them feedback. Tell them when you did it. This is a really great way to do any sort of fitness thing. I mean, it could be something fun like riding a bike or going for a hike, or it could be hitting the gym and bench pressing a certain amount of weight. It might just be every day I'm going to get out there at 5 in the morning and take a walk, and you can challenge your friend to do the same thing, and then you check with each other at the end and make sure that you did it. I think it's a great tool. I've been playing around with it a little bit. I haven't been on a network with anybody, but what I've seen, it's a really well laid out app. It's called The Fitness Game. I will have a link to it and everything else on the show notes page. I also wanted to tell you something else that I've been doing for about the last month or so. I had some inspiration. I actually heard an interview of a guy, and he is convinced, and he convinced me, that waking up a little bit earlier and doing some things, having a morning routine. Now, I'm big on having a bedtime routine. I've probably told you about it before, where I go through certain things. I do some little bit of light exercises, core work. I do some stretching. All these things help me relax and move from the wakeful, busy world into the nighttime, sleepy time world, and it allows me to drift off to sleep. And I fall asleep quicker, plus I stay asleep more thoroughly, more deeply. But the funny thing is, I never had a real clear morning routine like I do a nighttime routine. But this gentleman, Hal Elrod, convinced me that having one is the best way to start your day. Because if you want to have a good day, you need to start off with a good morning. And having a very distinct, ritualistic morning routine every day is really the best way to move into a good day. You've heard of people waking up on the wrong side of the bed? Well, if you follow this, you won't. Now, let me tell you what my morning routine is. I wake up earlier than I have to, at least a half hour. I shoot for an hour, depending on how much sleep I get the night before. I will short myself some sleep, but not an hour if I'm running it down to 4 hours. So I'll wake up early. So anywhere between 5 and 6 o'clock is when I get up. I do a set of push-ups and a set of squats. I wash off my face with cold water, and then I drink an entire pint glass of water with lemon in it. I usually put this out the night before, so it's right there. I wake up really thirsty. Sometimes I have the water before I do anything else. So the order of these that I just mentioned are not crucial, but these are the things that I do. Then I get dressed and I go for a walk. I have to go for a walk. It's really the best way to get my thoughts running. The push-ups and the squats help with the circulation in my lower body and my upper body, but the walk is what invigorates my mind. And I don't put on headphones and listen to podcasts at that time or music. I don't talk on the phone. I don't check my email. I just walk. I walk and I listen. Regardless of what the weather, I go out there and I smell the fresh air and I look at the world as it's waking up. The birds fly over. It's a good time to really organize my thoughts and my day. I usually have a list from the night before of what I'm going to do that day. I have a calendar, I have appointments, I have schedules, so it's not necessarily a mystery, but it's a good time for me to reflect and sort of think about what is most important and maybe how I'm going to do something, or it gives me a chance to work on a particular problem or an article that I'm writing or a podcast that I'm going to do. It gives me some time to think about it. I do bring my iPhone with me, so if I have a really amazing idea, I can record it or maybe take a couple of notes if I want to write it down. But I do like to do that just to save it, but I won't listen to anything. Then I get home, I do a little bit of stretching and eat and maybe make some coffee, and I am good for the day. Okay, next time on the Live Fit podcast, I'm going to have an interview with Hal Elrod. He wrote the book, The Miracle Morning, and a couple others that he's going to talk about. He is a life coach and a motivational speaker, and he is the one that, it may not be an original idea, but he wrote the book about it and gave the instructions on how you can have your very own miracle morning, similar to what I just described. His is a little bit different. Mine is definitely a work in progress. This is not going to be my routine forever, but I imagine I will constantly be tweaking it. And I really like what I have so far. It's been making such a huge difference on my day. I get up, get going right away. I'm more clear, more fresh, more motivated, and best of all, more efficient. So listen next time, episode 45 with Hal Elrod. One last thing before I go. If you find value in this show, if you enjoy listening to it, please give me an idea of what you like, what you don't like, how I can improve by leaving an honest review on iTunes or Stitcher Radio. The easiest way to find it is to just type in the URL livefitlean.com/iTunes or /Stitcher, and that'll take you directly to my page for each of those services. It will really help me a lot knowing what you like, what you don't like, and what kind of information I can give you that will help you live fit. All right, until next time, you take care.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Live Fit podcast. Please keep those reviews coming in iTunes and Stitcher Radio. You can subscribe, read show notes, articles, resources, and learn more about weight management programs at livefitpodcast.com. Once again, thanks for listening, and always remember to live fit.